So if football wasn't for you, what else would you have done?
Mate, honestly, I don't know. Football was my whole life. Like growing up, like all I knew was like football. Like when I was a kid, like where I lived, me and my friends every day. Like I have a twin brother as well, and we would just honestly, it was just football, football, football. We were just like we just love football. So honestly, I wouldn't have a clue what I would do without it. It's literally my life.
And how did you go into the professional game?
So I was at Linfield. I joined actually Linfield when I was younger, and then I came up through the ranks, went and played Northern Ireland youth levels and that there. And then I was playing, I think, for Linfield reserves, and I got spotted by Oldham, and Oldham asked me to go over for a trial. And then just went from there. Obviously, I went on trial, done well on trial, and then they offered me a scholarship. So I went over to England and done my scholarship at Oldham. Then my career just stayed in England from there.
And what was it like going to Oldham?
Yeah, it was good because I had a friend with me, Ryan Burns. So both of us went over, and there was a couple of other lads like Kirk Miller and Phil McGrath. They were Northern Irish lads, and they were at Oldham too. So they helped us settle in. Because obviously it is tough. Like obviously growing up, and then straight away, not straight away, but then you go to England, and then suddenly you don't see your family every day. You're not with your friends. It is tough, but then you have them people around you, like I said, that I went over to that actually helped out, and obviously we were in digs and that together, so they made it a lot easier. So they did.
And was there much of a difference between the Northern Irish game and the English style of game?
Um, when I first went over, it is different in a way. Like over in England, obviously, a lot they're a lot more like equipped in terms of like managers, coaches. It's got a lot of experience behind them. Like I walked in the change room, and my youth team manager was like Tony Falsgirk, who played in the leagues in England, so he knew what it was to be like a top professional over there. And obviously the Oldham manager at the time was Paul Dickov, who was Paul Dickov and like his assistant Jerry Tiger. They were like the manager and assistant manager. So you're going into like an environment where they they knew what it took to like progress and be like a professional and do well. So they kind of helped me along the way as well as a young lad growing up, because Paul Dickov actually gave me my debut when I was 17, which was really thankful of. I didn't expect it to come so soon. Like literally, I went over to England, and I was expected like just to be in the youth team, playing the youth team, but I actually was doing well, and then I got pushed in the reserves. And I was doing well for the reserves, and then at 17, I was in the first team environment and made my debut. So I think being put in the first team environment so young helped me develop my game, because it was around all like experienced players, so I could learn off them. And so I think that helped me so much.
And was that something that kind of encouraged you to look at the international setup?
Yeah, yeah. Well, obviously, like you wanna obviously go international, but I think the level I was playing at League One, at the time you had like boys in the Northern Ireland side, they would have been playing like Premier League Championship, so they would have been playing at a lot higher level. So to go into the international stage, you probably had to be playing at that there higher level, which I wasn't. And that's probably why I only got, like I say, the one cap.
But how did that cap come about and what was it like?
Man, it was so it came about so fast. So I obviously made like went over to Oldham the first year, made my debut in the FA Cup. Then it was just in around the first team. Then I got a chance towards the end of the season where I played a couple of games. I remember scoring my first goal last game of the season. And actually Warren Feeney was at Oldham. He was brilliant with us. Like he helped us so much, because obviously he was Northern Irish, and we were Irish kids, and he helped us so much. So my debut for Northern Ireland came so quickly. It was that summer after. Fino actually rang me and said, Nigel Worthington was the manager at the time. And he said, he's going to call you in their squad. It was like a Nations Cup League. Man, I can't remember, it was so long ago. And Moore Feeney rang me and said, you're going to get a call saying you're going to be selected to play in be a part of the squad for the Nations Cup.
And what was your reaction from your family?
Yeah, they were all buzzing. Like I say, mate, everything happened so fast. Like one year was at Linfield, and next year you're playing in League One, scoring only 17. Then you're getting called into the international scene. It all happened so fast. Like I didn't realize that it would happen so quick. I thought I would have been over and just been in the youth team scholarship, do there, and then try and work through the pro ranks. But I was like put in the first team environment like so quick. So it helped me. It helped me massively.
But the experience that you had so young must help you now that you're a little bit older and you can now support other players who are going to follow a similar path.
Yeah, 100%. Like I say, I know what it's like. I was in their shoes at one stage, and the older pros in the change room helped me out. So with my experience, what I experienced when I was younger, I can help them young lads now, what they're going through. If they're going through a tough time, I'll help them, or if they need a face, anything, I would tell them, just come speak to me, and I would help them out.
You played for some very big teams. Sunderland,
Mm.
huge, and a lot of people who listen to the series know how big Sunderland are. What was it like playing for a team of that size with with that level of support?
Mate, unbelievable. Like I always say, like a club like Sunderland, playing for a club like Sunderland, like as a young lad growing up where I grew up, and if someone told me one day you'd play at Sunderland and get promoted, I would have just laughed in the face. But they actually go and achieve it, mate, was unbelievable. And like the support up there, like you'll never get anything like it, mate. Like honestly, they love that club. They love that club so much. And like I say, it takes a certain type of person to go and play for a club like that, because you literally need to give their your all, because them fans, they give everything to that club, like everything. So you need to go out on that pitch and like just give it your all, and they will appreciate it.
And I ask every player this: what was the highest high and what was the lowest low looking back?
Um, the highest high was obviously getting the promotion from for Sunderland, like at Wembley. Obviously, I played a big part in that season, but towards the end of the season, I actually get injured and done my growing, so I didn't wasn't able to play in the playoff games or the playoff final, but I was there to experience it, and that was like one of the biggest highs. Then one of the biggest lows was probably I broke into the first team so early. Then it was like ups and downs, ups and downs. Like there was times like at Oldham when I was just low in confidence, because obviously I'm a young lad, and I'm gonna go through it. Every young lad will go through it. You go through them depths, but it was just like your mentality that come through the other side of it, and just think, look, it happens, but you have to work hard, and work hard. And I'm a firm believer in, if you work hard, you'll get your rewards, and that's all I did. I just stuck by it, and in my mind, it was just like, do you know what? I'll just focus on myself, try and work the hardest I can. Then I know everything will change.
To what's always amazed me is how many football players Northern Ireland produces. What before we finish up, how does a country with such a small population produce so many players who play professionally in the top divisions, top four or five
But
divisions?
I think like Northern Ireland players, their mentalities like it's really really good. Like when they go to England, they know that they have an opportunity to go and play at the highest level, or go and compete. And I think we go over there so hungry that we want it so much that people do so well from it. Because like you see the likes of like now you see like the Conor Bradley breaking in it Liverpool, which is amazing. And even when I was like playing it in the leagues, you play against lads from Northern Ireland who's doing well, and you always speak to them, and you just you appreciate what they've done, because like you say, you come from such a small little country, and they do so well. Like everyone backs you, and everyone back home be so proud of you. So it's just about probably making all your family, friends, everyone back home so proud. So that's why I'm like a believer in, like, once you go over there, hard work, hard work, hard work, and you'll get the rewards. And I think a lot of Northern Irish kids, it's drilled into them about working hard, and then like I say, you'll get the rewards definitely.
Was the plan always to come back to Northern Ireland if you could towards the end of your?
No, I don't know, mate. Not really. It just happened because my missus was struggling a bit with homesick, because obviously I moved from Sunderland to Shrewsbury, and we just had the little one, and she needed support from the family and all that there. So it just came to a point where I would have been selfish on myself if I would have stayed in England. My child, obviously, I had a little girl, so she was my main priority. So I needed to go home and not prefer from family because I was doing that, but I just needed to go home and be there for them.
And Derry City were a perfect match because they are such an impressive football club. If you look over the last 20, 30 years, what they've achieved and the setup they have, it must have felt like if you are coming back, you're coming back to something that you could be quite happy with and quite proud
Yeah,
of.
yeah, I love Derry City. I love being here since I've been here. It's been unbelievable. The support and that's been top class. Obviously, I went in the change room where I knew a lot of boys, and then a lot of boys had experience across the water. And obviously, coming here, I knew the likes of Liam Boyce, Gavin Wade, Shane Ferguson, and then Cameron Dummigan as well, Mickey Duffy from the Youth Northern Ireland setup. So I knew a lot of players in the squad, which made it easier to come in the change room. But nah, I've loved my time so far, and I'm just relishing it really.
Before we finish up, what are your hopes and plans for the season and the years ahead?
Yeah, well, hopefully just be successful, mate. This the League of Ireland's a really top league. Since I came back, really impressed with it. So yeah, the standard of it's really, really, really good. And obviously, you see players do well, they get their moves to England, and they kick on from there as well. So my hopes just for here is just to be successful at Derry City because that's all I want to do. I want to be successful and win things.
And before we finish up, what advice would you have to someone who wants to follow your path, who wants to follow a dream where they leave young, they get a debut really young, they play for big teams in England, they get to play for their country? What message do you have to someone who's watching this, listening to this, and is thinking, I'd like to follow in their footsteps?
I used to say that hard work, know what you want, and don't let anything stop it. Just have that tunnel vision of what you want and go and get it. Why can't it be you? That's what I always say to the young lads. Make sure it's you. I know it's the percentage now to be a professional football player. It's so like it's like no point, not whatever. But I say why can't that be you? Go out, work hard, work on your weaknesses every day. Make sure you put 100% effort into everything you do. And I think you'll firm believer and you'll get your rewards.
Carl Winchester, thank you so much for your time.